Hi everybody, I will go up here for this take. Alright, hi everybody, I am Anjindra. This is What to Play Next. We are doing the Hogwarts... Ooh, I look awful. We are doing the Hogwarts Mystery. So, we just completed Chapter 2. Now, you do have, I think it's 8 full years at Hogwarts. So you're gonna learn a lot. Come along with us and grab some more storyline. Our brother preceded us, and he, like, blew the place up. So, we have a horrible reputation already, and we have to beat that. We're Mila. Harry has not arrived at Hogwarts just yet, and so we're going to play through until he does it. Chapter 3, Dealing with Trouble. After your encounter with a belligerent Slytherin Marula Snide, you must seek a way to recover the house points you lost. We coated our cauldron with an explosive, natural things happened there. So even though our potion was okay, our house lost points. We just lost house points. You wouldn't know about that, would you? Come to the common room. Prefect's orders. Again, this is English, so there's a different ordering where society kind of corrects its own, and you wouldn't really see that as much in American. They're not necessarily making a faux pas here. This would happen in a similar manner. I don't know what it is. My grandfather's been away from England for 60 years now, 70, so I'm so out of the loop socially as to what does happen. I just know that this is infinitely more prominent there. Ben, you're Mila Garcia, right? Yes, who are you? Ben Copper. I'm a first year like you. I just want to say thank you for standing up to Marula Snide. Who told you I did that? I was watching from the end of the corridor. I've been following her so she can't sneak up on me, and if she sees me, I'll at least have a chance to run away. She tormented me the entire way here on the Hogwarts Express. She kept threatening me and calling me a mudblood. Sorry, Ben, that's terrible. Marula is obsessed with being the best witch in our year. She thinks she has to impose her will on us to prove it. Well, that's nothing new. I'm glad someone was brave enough to stand up to her. I'm certainly not. It's a joke that I got put into Gryffindor. Oh no, it's not, honey. Honey Badger don't care. Everyone is afraid of something, Ben. Unfortunately, I'm afraid of everything. I came from a muggle family, so all of this is new and scary to me. That's gotta be rough. In my city, we had an incredibly diverse upper-class neighborhood, so there's not a single belief system that I haven't run into. And so, like when we would mingle with the middle class or whatever, it was no big deal to us. But every once in a while, I would run into somebody. I ran into a displaced upper-class lady down south who was kind of like struggling with how to deal with certain social aspects just because she was so out of place with it, and it just felt like the roughest thing socially. I know how you feel. Like, I'm from a wizard family. This is hard for me, and this is hard for me too. That's kind of really the nicest response you can give. I'll try to help you however I can, Ben. Thanks, Mila. I'll see you around. Again, I really wish that I knew, at least if my character was Hispanic Latina or from Hispania, like a Spanish descendant. They really don't differentiate in America, which is horrible to me. It's been my latest beef. Okay, so I have to go to the Hufflepuff House and get chewed out, which hopefully they'll at least provide me with some sort of guidance as to how to fix the situation. But again, foreign culture, not sure what I'm going to encounter. Jane, you already lost Hufflepuff 10 house points. We're in 4th place right now. What happened? Ooh, I might get regulated by my peers. So they might just want me to get better socially. Ooh, now we're 4th. Here's where you can keep track of the race for the House Cup. At the end of each year, the house with the most house points gets a House Cup. I would be horrible at this. I do not do group competition. Here's Hufflepuff. You're in 4th place. I mean, it would be awesome at... Probably, I always pick Hufflepuff, but I would not be shocked if I was a Ravenclaw. Oh, wait, hold on. We're done here. So that's my rank. I'm a first year. There's the X. X is always in the upper right corner. I don't know how I missed that. Okay. I'm sorry, but who are you and why are you talking to me about house points? I'm your prefect, Jane Court. It's a prefect's job to keep order in the house and help first years like you with their problems. Considering what your brother did to Hufflepuff's reputation, I should have kept a closer eye on you. Not my brother. I know my brother broke school rules and damaged Hufflepuff's reputation, but I want to be a credit to our house. We all make mistakes, Mila. Of course, we all don't make mistakes that cost Hufflepuff 10 house points. In any case, Professor Snape already sent you a letter directly to our common room. Why wouldn't he send it to me? Probably because he despises you. Snape hates everyone, so I wouldn't take it personally, but I would read that letter immediately. Okay, so they want us to get socially more, you know, up the aptitude there and do damage control. Garcia, I've discovered evidence that your potion may have indeed been tampered with. While it does not prove your innocence, it does cast some doubts in my belief that you are hopelessly incompetent. Bring me a jar of pickled slugs from the potion storeroom, and I'll consider restoring your house point Snape. Well, this is infinitely more even-handed than I originally found it to be when you had a hero as a protagonist instead of just you know what I mean? I'm very aware of it because Bethesda Softworks, way back in the day in the Elder Scrolls series, cast me as an anti-villain, which gave me an incredible understanding of everything from the anti-hero trope, which is horribly misused in literature. They do it like this, where it's supposed to be the everyday man winning, and that's not what you're supposed to do with it, all the way through, you know, what the everyday man is supposed to do and is supposed to bring to you. And bringing it into a VR type experience, and I use virtual reality to apply to gaming, simply because you're living the story, and it's interactive more than a choose your own adventure even. But it's obviously becoming its own thing, and that's going to fall out of use. We're going to have more just the reference to the technology instead of the adjective. There are directions to the potion storeroom at the bottom of the letter. Want me to go with you, Mila? It's the least I can do after you saved me from Marula. Sure. Thanks, Rowan. You know your way around the castle much better than me. See, I know to be social. Oh. He's offering to give us back 10 house points you lost. Hurry to the potion storeroom before he changes his mind. Cool. Oops. Where'd you go? Collect the slugs. So we actually have to... Whenever we fast travel or port, do use jump points. Apparently we use them from the scroll. Are you enjoying the game? Yes. Would you be willing to share your experience with a review on Google Play? I procrastinate those and then do them all at once. Alright. Directions on Snape's letter says this is a potion storeroom. I always thought it was located in the tapestry corridor. Suppose there must be more than one. We need to find a jar of pickled slugs and bring them to Snape so I can get those 10 house points back. Why do I suspect foul play? I always do at Hogwarts. It's not that I don't trust the place, but... After the Wordsworth speech, I do always suspect foul play. I can't see a thing. Why'd you close the door, Rowan? I didn't. It closed behind me as soon as I stepped inside, and I think it's locked. You should cast the wand lighting charm to help us see. Lumos! Oh, that's not good. We're in a root cellar. Does that count? What is that thing? A deadly plant called Devil's Snare. Some fourth-year Slytherin showed it to me when I first arrived. It's sensitive to light. You're really better at the wand lighting charm than me. Escaping should be no problem. Marula, you locked us in here? Along with sending you a fake letter from Snape. Told you things would only get worse for you, Garcia. Something has to stop you from ruining Hogwarts. May as well be the Devil's Snare. It's one thing I never liked for middle grade. You have a very susceptible audience of tweens, and they're constantly telling them not to report to a teacher. You always report this sort of thing. If it is ever dangerous, if it is ever a crime like identity theft, you immediately report that to a figure of authority. And it should be someone that you already report to. So a teacher, a police officer, or your parents. Any of those three, whatever you feel more comfortable with, that is covering your own butt, because no matter how young you are, there will be a lot of repercussions if this sort of thing, no matter how it turns out, if it becomes public. And if you reported it to a figure of authority whose job it is to handle it, then those repercussions will go away on their own. You can actually just be completely introverted and ignore them, and they will absolutely be taken care of, even if it takes longer by you doing that. So, I mean, that's why things are arranged the way they are. We have to get out of here. Marula's right about the Devil's Snare being sensitive to light. Use Loomis to hold it off while I try to open the door and call for help. Help! We're trapped in here with Devil's Snare. Someone help! 5 stars to pass. 8 hours. What is it that I'm doing here? Oh. So I'm practicing my spells. Like I said, this is military grade, which is interesting because I feel like we're in a world that's coping with the understanding that science itself is a big part of, it worked. Oh no, there are so many of them. You know, like data is the big currency and so on. So it's, I have to wait. It's a lot of energy. It recharges every, how long? Hold on. Every 4 minutes. Wait for your energy to recharge or buy 30 more now. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay. So I'm on a timer for a reason. A lot of people see this as a DLC buff. I'm not entirely sure how to take this. It is going to happen a lot in mobile. And we actually had a very serious conversation when Elder Scrolls decided to adopt DLC barding for their horses. And I was just like, don't buy it if you don't want to do it. In mobile, you will see where they actually encourage you to pause. You also see that in Facebook Game Room. These are time management games at their core because of their platform, and they aren't supposed to detract from your life. So it's like those homework apps where they tell you to, where they actually tell you to shut off, or you actually tell the program to shut off all the potential distractions so that you can focus on work. This helps you schedule that in your everyday life and helps you get in that habit. So right now I'm actually supposed to stop playing and then come back to it at a later time. Obviously within the 8 hours. So I'm a little bit torn here. Obviously I'm not going to sit here for 6 minutes and just talk to you about how time management games work or how they're conquering the internet, but especially with our growing global marketplace, we are going to experience more Eastern influences in our media, and we do test those first in gaming, and time management is a wild success. So you are going to see this. It's crossed with capitalism to make it Western. It's not necessarily an attack on your life. You just have to figure out how you're going to handle that. And believe it or not, a lot of our social infrastructure, especially as it's evidenced in our electronics, is set up that way. So keep your eye out for that and try and see how it works into things like, you know, being sociable, politics, stuff like that. And you'll get a better idea of what's actually going on around you. These companies are out to make money, but they are also restricted to the culture that they work in. So this is part of it. Okay, so I am never ever going to get enough energy and time. So I do have to cut it off here. I will catch it when it goes back on for more storylines. So we're going to get a different clip for that. So thank you for coming along for the ride. Hopefully you are loving Hogwarts. I think it's totally cool. I don't mind that it's cutting me off. Because like I said, I do consider that a factor, and this is why I refer to gaming as virtual reality and pointed out AR is coming into it. So just stay on the trend with me and you'll see it evolve. My family's caught these early forever. It's how I went up into video games. So you heard it here first. Drop us a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching as always. Much love. We'll see you in the next video. You won't have to wait.